I do believe I am my soulmate because I for sure had to know that he was the one. I'll give you my experience. You guys can, correct me on this. But years ago, before I met your father, I had told God, in the right time, may you bring that right person that I'm supposed to be with. Those of you who don't believe in prayer, well, that is what I prayed for. I said, bring the right person that I'm supposed to be with. That person who will work together, who will understand me, that I'll understand, who will be able to support me, that I'll be able to support as well, regardless. Because once you get into a relationship, past this whole being excited, we are boyfriend, girlfriend, there is that whole life that awaits you. I mean, before all of you guys came in the picture, guys, this is my very first born, and I've got several other kids. But before they all came in picture, this is what happened with me. I realized many people were getting married and separating. So it scared me a lot, trying to do a relationship. I said, God, if I am not doing it right, I don't want to do it at all. I'm not saying I've got it right. And that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, I wanted to be sure he is the one. That even if it comes to loss, he will be there. I will be there for him. Even if it comes pain, I'll be there for him. He'll be there for me. But I also wanted to establish that the person I was with also had the same take about this. Because I didn't want to be the only one in the thing and I'm giving it my all and he's not. Yeah. So I wanted to know if he's the one. I really wanted to know for myself. Now I prayed for this when I was about senior, I think 2, and I said, in your right time, God, bring the right person. Now, I'll tell you a story. We used to hang around very many white people, and I thought maybe we would get married to whites, me and my siblings, because we had them for friends. They would come to our house, we would go to theirs. It was a unique kind of setting. So, me and my sisters said we'll have definitely white people and give birth to children that have got nice, big curly hair. And I've got one. She has curly hair, guys, but you can't see it on camera. But the day I prayed and asked God, my relationship has always been different, where I pray and what I pray for, God really normally replies in a way that I understand and I have no doubt about it. So this time when I prayed, I went to bed and I told God, show me who I'm supposed to get married to, that I don't waste my time with riffraffs of time wasters, if I may put it. And so what happened was I had a dream, and in that dream, my husband to be was a dark-skinned man. He was not white. He had a kind of a fro on his head, and he was wearing glasses. Oh my goodness, that scared me to the bone. Because I was like, we are living with white people, and I'm thinking we are going to get married to white men. What is this dark man doing in my dreams? So I woke up and I knew for sure that was God talking to me, because I had never seen him, and he had distinct features that God engraved in my head, so I could remember who he would look like even years to come. So when I went to school, I was focusing on my books. No one was going to sidetrack me that it's them, because none of them looked like him. Do you see how God can go ahead of you and show you what you should, look up to? So what happened was he had distinct features that were engraved. And so when I was growing, I woke up in the morning, I told my sisters, guys, you know what? I'm very sad today. And they said, what? And I said, well, I had a dream about who is going to marry me. And he said, what? Is he white? Is he this one? Because we had friends that were, if we wanted to really get involved with them, we could have, because they were open-minded white people who were okay to marry black girls. Now, I told him, no, he's not white. And he's not Jonathan. There was a friend called Jonathan, and we had another one called Corey. And these were friends that would come every year, every summer, and would spend time together. But the moment I knew he is dark skinned, he's not white. Oh my goodness, I was focusing like someone whose light has just turned on. So I went to school. No one was wasting my time. I mean, I could see you a mile away and get you have no glasses, you have no features like this, then you're not the one. So that kept me through school. Yeah. Now, through school, I completed school and never had a boyfriend. Why? Because I knew who was made for me. And all I was doing is doing a waiting game, waiting for that person God had showed me. And years later, when I had started working, I met this lady who said, the right person is coming, the one whom God had showed you. And when he comes, you will surely know he's the one because he has already told you about him. Yeah. So, guys, I believe in soulmates. And when he came, for sure, I actually told my sisters, described them to, if they are tuning in, they would let you know if I'm telling lies. This is years before I'm talking about doing school and finishing. And yet I had described him the way he would be. So I didn't waste any time with those white people. I knew they are not my type. They are not what God has chosen for me. Because once you find that one, even his mistakes, you'll be able to bear. And you will be able to love them through their flaws as well. So I strongly believe in soulmates. I do believe God is behind it. He ordains it if you allow him and not go ahead of him. The problem is we go ahead of God and then blame him when things fail. Yeah. We are like, oh, you're like, Kali, he wasted much of my time. I wish I didn't spend that time with this person. I didn't know he was a devil incarnated. You end up calling yourselves names, eh? But when actually you just were two people who were all right, but ended up with the wrong people because you didn't inquire from God.
But I do think we learn from our mistakes.
You can learn from your mistakes, but when you fall and get wounds, and the wounds heal, and you fall in them again, and they heal, by the time you're really where you're supposed to be, you're filled with scars that tell your story. But yet you can get there without a scar.
Yes, but you do learn how to not fall.
You learn not to fall. You can never learn not to fall. You always learn because you landed with the wrong person or with the wrong person. They scar you. And then before you get there, you're damaged goods. Imagine I buy a white cloth, a dress, yeah, from a shop. And then before I take it home, someone steps on it. And just before I get out of the shop, again, it falls down in the mud. By the time I get home, it's a white dress for me. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is tainted. You take it home, you have to first give it a wash, but it won't come out as white as it was before. You get me?
But I do think if, let's say, I get into a relationship and now it does not work out and I'm heartbroken, and either it was issues or trust or any other issue, I would go into our next relationship knowing that I should be more open. And if this person, if I'm tainted, I would say, like you said, if I'm tainted, the person, the soulmate, or the person I with will love me regardless of what I've gone through.
That is true, but I'll give you an example. Yeah. There are people who have met, say, like ladies that are single mothers and treated them well, but always reminding them of their past. Yeah.
Then that's not your soul.
They may,
Someone who constantly
you
reminds
get to a place where if they've said things about you, you start losing faith in yourself and confidence. And so you just start tolerating. Because you're like, who else would love me with 6 children? Who else would love me after I've had 5 children? You understand? So anyone who comes your way, you don't look at them as destiny, as soulmate, but you look at them as people who are tolerating you because of your baggage. Yeah, you will not be expressing yourself freely as you would had you not. You understand? Yeah. So I hope we have not taken up much of your time. We're still on the topic. Do soulmates exist, or is it just timing? Yeah. Now, there is a point here that maybe timing isn't just about the clock or the calendar. Maybe it's about emotional maturity. Yeah, there is that bit that you meet this person who is emotionally mature and you're emotionally mature, and you meet together and you're like, oh my goodness, we complete each other's sentences. We both have the dream of getting out of poverty as soon as. And so you think that is the right one. That could also seem like, fate. But when we try to understand for ourselves who is it that is right for us, then we are about to make mistakes. Guys, have you seen people in relationships who put up fronts? I mean, I give you this face that you would want to see. Yeah, I make sure I'm always smiling. My hair is in place. My nails are done. I'm always, attentive to your jokes. But when actually you get me home, I will show you what I'm really made of. I'm not always smiling. I'm actually tired of your jokes. They are not even funny. You understand? There are people who can put up fronts. So if you go with what you see, say like you talk to me about investments, and you're looking to, like I know someone who wants to find a girl right now, and he's looking for someone who has got their head right on, someone who is enterprising, who is business oriented. So if you're the kind of girl and you meet him, he'll be like, oh my goodness, this is the one I've always waited for. But not necessarily. We women tend to put up a front of, and not only women, I know even men who act a certain way. They act like they have money in a relationship, like they will sort every problem. Your money keep for yourself. Mine will take care of us, when actually they have no money to their names. Yeah. Even as ladies, there are things we put up with because I want to get you. I want you to like me. Yeah. And I can put up with so much. But you may settle with what you see when actually it's not. Yeah. And you think I'm your soulmate, only to get there. That is why many relationships have failed. So it gets me back to the point of going back to our knees and asking God to show us who it is that is the right person. And there's no time too late. You can always go before God and say, God, I need to know. I made a mistake. Even the Bible says that a saint is a sinner who falls down and gets up. Like children, when you guys were learning to walk, yeah, you would fall down, but you would not sit down and say, oh, well, I fell in the morning, I can't get up. You immediately get up and start walking. Why? Because you fall down, you get up. Even when you made a mistake and met with the wrong people or the wrong person thinking it's the right one, and then he leaves you after having a child with you, and then gets another one, you get another one, and also that one lives with another child and goes. Those are mistakes. Count them as scars and move on. I mean, it's never too late. You can always ask God to show you who the right one is out there, if there is someone. And if there is no, be okay being alone. I tell that to people and they think because I'm in a relationship, that's why I'm saying it's okay to be alone. But really, if someone is not treating you right, if he's not filling in the gaps, what are you doing with them? Really, what? That is what takes us back to soulmates. He's got to be that person that completes you. It makes you better. Like if all the time I'm with you in a relationship and you're making me feel bad about myself, reminding me how I've got a big nose, or I've got a big foot, or all these imperfections that I've got. If you keep on reminding me of those things, that means that kind of person is even not the right one for you. Because if I have a big nose, I have a big foot, or big this or small that, why are you with me? Go and be with that person that has got them. Yeah. So really, we shouldn't be people that settle. You are better than that. Whoever is listening, you're better than